All right, today we're going to take a look at some of Witherspoon's key plays against the Buccaneers in Week 1 of the 2019 NFL season. Witherspoon had a tough matchup up against Mike Evans, one of the better receivers in the NFL, and he did some really good things in a variety of different ways. So we're going to go right away here. This is the second drive for the Buccaneers, and Witherspoon is up top. So he gets the slant release, right? So he's real patient with it. Notice how the receiver chopping his feet, moving around, always trying to get the corner to bite. All right. But he doesn't commit to the outside. So Witherspoon's going to be very disciplined with it, stays with it, and he's right on that upfield shoulder. All right. Staying right there on that upfield shoulder in position really to be able to bring his hand over, his outside hand over, to make a play on the ball if it is thrown there, but also staying in position to be able to make the tackle if the ball's completed there, or to be able to run with that sluggo if it turns into a slant go. A couple plays later, he's playing on the right side this whole game, so he's going to stay at the top of the field here. You get a motion in. All right, a few reasons teams motion guys in. They motion them in to send them back out in a pass route, or they motion them in to get them involved in blocking for the run game. So here it is the latter. So right away, Witherspoon's got to be thinking about, is this guy coming back out in a pass route? So he's not going to overcommit. He's not going to over pursue. It's important with any motion to stay behind the motion. Stay behind the motion in case that thing does come back. All right, so now he sees the blocking and he steps up into the hole. Now, he doesn't get up there and get involved in that tackle, and that's just fine. But he's doing exactly what he should be doing here. He sees the block take place, steps in, and gets involved in the run fit anyway. If not the tackle, if not really getting involved in the run game, he is at least involved in the run fit. All right, a little bit later in that drive, we're still up top. Now we're going to get the dig route here out of Evans. All right. So this is, this is a good look here. He's trying to stay on top of the route, so he's kind of bailing out at first, but he's not just flying out of there. He's aware that Evans can cut off this route sooner. He does have some help underneath here from the safety, but he realizes he's got nothing else in his zone. He stays with that dig route, stays on top, and he's in position. He's able to make a play on that ball. So that's a really good job right there. Okay, a little bit later in the quarter. Once again, up top, he's playing a little bit loose because the receivers are lined up tight. And he gets a great break here on the out-cutting route. So he's playing a little bit loose on it, but he's still playing aggressively. His eyes are in the backfield. He sees that cut, and he tries to undercut it and get his hand on the ball. Now, his ball is completed. All right, this ball is completed. The first down's converted. So a little bit tough there, but you got to like the aggressive play. He's trying to make a play on the ball. If he goes for the tackle here, right, that's thrown right at first down distance. If he goes for the tackle, if he stays conservative, stays over here, it's going to be the first down anyway. So he's going for that ball, trying to make a play on it. It's still a little bit conservative in the fact that he does have the sideline over there. So, he can jump the ball and realize Perriman's going to run out of bounds. If this was to the field, if there's a little bit more space there and Perriman tried to turn this up, that'd be, you're not considering the field, you're not considering the situation as much by jumping, undercutting, and committing to that. 3rd and 5, converting on 3rd and 5 isn't a huge deal. All right. It's not about getting 3 and outs on defense. It's about not giving up touchdowns. And sometimes they're going to move the chains. But if they move the chains, you got to make sure you're on top of it and you're living to fight another day. Quarterbacks, the more quarterbacks have to pass, quarterbacks throw interceptions. At some point, one's coming. At some point, there's going to be an opportunity. You're going to see there's going to be a few opportunities for them in this game. So staying on the field, it's okay because turnover opportunities are going to present themselves at some point. What we can't have is giving up big plays. All right, where if the receiver had a little bit more room here, this potentially could have been a big play. It would have been the safety trying to make the tackle there. All right, we're going to get another dig up top here. Okay, so once again, nothing else is coming into his zone, so he kind of sticks with the receiver on this. Gets a read on it. Stay there. Be aware of the deep field zone. Being around the play. No, he's not as tight on as he was before. They throw it in front of him, but he's able to get there. In order to make sure Evans is down here. But yeah, he's upset with himself because he wasn't in as good a position as he was the first time around, not in position to make a play on the ball here. All right, and we are going to skip the second quarter because for the most part, the Buccaneers offense skipped the second quarter. So we go into the third quarter now. And we're going to see Witherspoon still up top in the third quarter. All right, or back up top in the third quarter. And he is tight. Press man here against Mike Evans. All right, first thing I want you to notice is his eyes. All right, as you watch this, you watch that overall release, the play on the deep ball there. Let's go back. Let's look at his eyes. Hey, you can't really see his eyes, but you can see where his helmet's pointing. That tells you where his eyes are. He's focused. He's staring him right down, right, staring right at his hips. All right, get a little hop there. Little juke trying to set him up. All right, but Witherspoon is disciplined with that. Nice release, gets right on Evans' hip and really trying to work him toward the sideline. All right, that outside release, way outside the numbers, working to the sidelines. What that does is it creates a really thin window for that quarterback to try and throw that ball into. I mean, I'm skipping to the tight, excuse me. All right, but right now, as I pause this, there is not a lot of room for that quarterback to work with. He's running basically stride for stride with him. He's right up against him. There's a big thing. In man coverage, people are always worried about getting beat deep. You can't get beat horizontally either. You want to be tight up against that receiver. And the tighter you are on these outside releasing vertical routes, the more the receiver is going to work himself to the outside. And what he does is he brings in that 12th defender. He brings in that sideline. Now there's a very thin window on the sideline for Winston to try and complete this pass. And that creates an opportunity for Witherspoon to be able to make a play on the ball. That's an excellent job there. And it's not just playing on the ball. It's not just what he did athletically. It's what he does to get himself in the right position. As we look at it slowly here from the tight, you see Winston puts it up. Pretty thin window. Winston throws a little bit outside. All right, and what I mean by that is a little bit wider than where Evans is at the time, which is good. That's what the quarterback wants to do. Quarterback needs to, to throw it into the open space. But Witherspoon has created a situation where there's not a lot of open space. So even as that ball's being thrown away from him, he's able to get a hand in there and make a play on that ball. That's an excellent job right there. All right, we'll go a little bit later into this drive. So he's getting this deep outbreaking route. I realize right away he's staying on top, right? He's staying on top. He's backpedaling. He's watching that receiver. And just notice how they basically cut together, right? Why? Because he's watching those hips. He sees those hips. He sees the cut coming, and he's able to be right on time with it. So this whole time he's in position. That ball's thrown. Good ball to the outside is probably going to be completed, but he's in position to be able to to attempt to make a play on that ball. And if that thing's not just a money pass right there on the sidelines, it's going to be hard for them to complete. All right, still up top. We're watching, playing loose now. Here, he's staying on top of the route, right? He's got his hips turned, and again, as it breaks, as the receiver's hips come down, so too do Witherspoon's, right? Almost like they're running it in sync with each other. Take a look at that one more time in slow-mo, right? Watch the receiver's hips go down. So do Witherspoon's. Right? That's an excellent job there. So we're going to go late in the game now. We're going to go into the fourth quarter. And if you watch this game, you probably know what's going to be coming. And that's that pick six. So, look, not much, other than athletically is on Witherspoon here. This is a bad pass caused by a very good pass rush. Witherspoon's aware of what's going on. He comes in there, scoops it up, and gets to the sideline into the end zone. He's not trying to run around right in the middle of the field. He's going to the end zone, going to that sideline. We get a look here from the tight. Boop, scoops down, picks it off. He knows he's going to score. Now, one other point I want to make on this is they do, as I go back to the correct clip here, all right, from the tight, let's see. He gets some help here, all right? Now, who's the intended receiver in this? The intended receiver is really the running back, but look at the blocks he's getting here, all right? He's just getting bodies in the way. All right? And they're not really getting any pursuit out of these guys. Okay? So sometimes that's all it takes. It's just slowing down the momentum that's getting in there. Without a receiver, intended receiver right there who's really aware of it and going for it, you're going to be off to the races from the beginning. 75% of tackles on interceptions are made by the intended receiver or the quarterback. Here, the intended receiver is kind of out of it. You do see the quarterback looking to get there and get involved, right? He's the only one that really has a chance. All right, now that was an interception. Yeah, he didn't have to do too much for. I don't want to say it wasn't earned, but he didn't have to do too much for that one. Here we're going to see him on the bottom of the screen now in the fourth quarter, and this is a really great play, great break on this ball. We've seen him reading receivers, making good breaks. This isn't easy when you're playing with this technique with your hips turned to try and turn your hips all the way around to go to the sidelines. I mean, if you look at it, he's essentially literally turning 180 degrees around here, but he still comes around. He makes a good read. Reading the quarterback, not the receiver, because he can't see the receiver from that body position either. The receiver's outside of him, and he undercuts that route. So that's a great job there too. Just a touch quicker, and it's a pick. If he can keep his feet, that might be another pick six, because those outbreaking routes, when you can jump those things, those give you a good chance. When you're already coming down to be in a situation for a pick six, you're already coming down. You're already in front of most of the offense. All right, so stay tuned to this channel. We'll be breaking down one cornerback every single week. Might do some different stuff from time to time, mix it up a little bit. But basically, that's what you're going to get week in and week out. You can also check out my work on Cincy Jungle from SB Nation, as well as blogging the boys for SB Nation. I do some video work for both of those groups as well.